Hey everyone, Alex here again. Welcome back. This week we're going to be discussing how to college. Some of y'all are getting your college acceptance or rejection letters right now. So I thought I'd give y'all a few handy tips on how to survive the next coming months and years. Here's my fountain of knowledge. I got rejected by UC Berkeley in my senior year of high school. I did 2 years of community college, and then I transferred to UC Berkeley, and I graduated a year and a half later. And here I am making YouTube videos, which leads me to my first tip. The world isn't ending. Rejection. So you've just got your rejection letter from your college of choice, and now you're facing flipping burgers for the rest of your days. Wrong. Most states in America offer community college. I know they do in California, and community college is a place where you can go, transfer, and get a 4-year degree. Everyone can go to community college. Tip number 2. The world isn't ending. Your acceptance letter. So you've just been accepted to your dream college, only now you're panicking about all the things that lay ahead of you. You're panicking about losing your friends. You're panicking that leaving your parents is scary, or that college costs too much. You'll make new friends. Transitioning away from your parents can be difficult, but I'm sure you'll get through it. And as for cost, yes, college does cost a lot of money, but you have options. You can get a loan, you can get federal aid. There are so many things you can do to make college more affordable. But before we go into that, let's go to tip number 3. College is not for everyone. You don't have to go to college to make money or to be happy. My best advice is this: follow your dreams, if those are crystal clear. And if you don't know what your dreams are, that's fine. What I did is that I asked my friends, I asked my family, I asked my college counselors. Most importantly, Google your options if you don't have access to those resources. Bottom line, college is not a catch-all, be-all sort of thing. Tip number 4, know your options. Paying for college is tough. And until we reform that politically, that is a sucky reality. You can join the military. You can get awesome federal loans. You really should Google your options. But don't click out of this video just yet because we're getting to the fun part. Just make sure that you have your FAFSA done. And if you don't know what your FAFSA is, Google. Tip number 5. Wait for cars. Tip number 5. Drink/drug responsibly. Unless if you're the statistical outlier, you are going to experiment in drugs and you will drink alcohol in your college years, if you haven't already. Yes, you can abstain from alcohol and drugs. But if you're ever in a situation where, you don't choose to abstain, then knowing your options, being educated about the consequences and the rewards are important. When you drink, always eat and combine it with water. Note that most drinking will make you fat. There's a lot of carbs and a lot of alcohol, so moderate. That's really the important lesson here. Moderation. Don't mix your drinks. Know your limits. Some of you get drunk off 1 glass of wine. Some of you get drunk off 3 bottles of wine. Know thyself. Don't drink because you're depressed, because you will become more depressed. Alcohol is a depressant. It makes you feel down. It's not going to help you with your problems. The only person that can do that is you. And you can seek help from others, but not from alcohol. The morning after drinking, rehydrate. And take a painkiller if you want to get rid of the headache and if you're sure you're not going to throw up right after. And 2 things I do: don't drink often, always drink with friends. On drugs, don't do meth or coke or ecstasy or really anything else other than marijuana. And again, marijuana if you must. I'm not saying you should smoke weed every day, but if you want to, it's really not like end of the world. Oh my God, he's smoking weed. We're all gonna die in a horrible fire because communism and Islam and fascism and Obama and all the fun stuff in the world. If you smoke a joint, you're not going to die a horrible and painful death. But if you smoke tobacco, you will. So don't smoke tobacco, kids. But if you do smoke weed, know your local laws. For example, if you live in the good old Confederate States of America, that once were, smoking a little joint can land you in state prison. Whereas if you smoke a joint in Colorado, Washington, D.C., or the state of Washington, smoking a joint will get you a pat on the back. Know your local laws, kids. Also, don't smoke weed every day. Smoke it as often as you would drink. And you wouldn't drink every day. You wouldn't even really drink every week. Tip number 6. It's not the end of the world. If you are depressed or suicidal, seek help. There are a lot of resources that can help you. Your college likely has a list of all the places and all the resources you will ever need if you ever find yourself down that rabbit hole. Tip 7. Get covered. Anyone can get sick. Anyone can die, including you. So be sure to get healthcare by signing up on healthcare.gov. This video is not brought to you by Obamacare. Or stay on your parents' insurance if that's an option for you. Just don't go uncovered into that good night. Tip number 8. Tip number 8. You are entitled to nothing. And by nothing, I mean sex. Being nice to a fellow human being does not entitle you in any way whatsoever to sexual relations. I know, shocking, right? But I think it bears repeating, which leads me to tip number 9. Consent. Yes means yes. Always seek consent. Even if you've been having sex with a person for ages, always seek consent. If they say no, it means no. Period. Full stop. Conversely, you yourself have an equal right to refuse consent. You are the master of your own body and nobody else's. Don't have sex if you've had more than a few drinks, or if the other person has, because consent is literally impossible when you're drunk. Tip number 10, experiment as needed. For many of you, college is the first time you are free, as in you are living outside of your parents' roof, or you're living outside of the influence of the social boundaries that have kept you locked in for so many years. Seek your own happiness. If you want to, kiss all genders. Find out what makes you happy. Just make sure you have consent. And lastly, be comfortable with yourself. Tip number 11, study. That's right, study. Don't forget, you're in college because you want a little piece of paper that says you went to college, aka a diploma. But in all that, don't forget also to have fun and enjoy yourself and be human. Tip number 12. Plan as you go. If you don't have any idea what you're going to major in, that's fine. If you have no idea what you're going to do after college, that's fine. Experiment with different subjects. Find out what makes you happy. I graduated in political science and I worked a year in politics. When I found out, at the moment, it's not really my jazz. So here I am making YouTube videos and doing a lot of other fun stuff. It's all about experimentation. Life isn't a sentence or a verdict that says you're going to be chained to a desk for the rest of eternity, working and plonking out TPS reports for the rest of your days. Life isn't just, a 9-to-5 job with the kids and the white picket fence, but it can be that if you wanted to. But if you don't, like me, you don't have to make it that. You can make life whatever you want it to be. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below on some of your tips on how to survive college, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.